One of the things my wife and I enjoyed doing most before COVID in New York was hosting people for Shabbos dinner. And one of the beautiful things about that was that we didn't know who was coming. Really, everyone was welcome. I was posting on social media or whatever it may be. And lots of people came, and really, we had such fantastic time getting to meet all these young Jews from all over. And I remember the guest who walked in. He was a young man in his 20s, didn't look religious in any way. And he just was struck by something that none of our other non religious guests were struck by. He looked at the Sfarim Shrink, at the bookshelves with the Jewish books, and it was like magic hit him. And he looked around and he says, I haven't been to a Shabbos table in 10 years. So he clearly had grown up from, but he had not been to a Shabbos table for 10 years. And as the evening went on, we spoke to him, and it was absolutely heartbreaking. He grew up in a very frum family, and his father abused him. And at the age of 14, when he was able to run away, he went and he lived on the streets for several years until he was able to get some more independence, get a job. But for a few years, he was on the streets. And thank God he was stabilizing and getting a job, and his life was coming together. And I just keep thinking to myself how we have failed as a community and a society if this guy who did nothing wrong was living on the streets, and his father, who was the one who abused him and committed the worst of crimes, was the one who was still going to his shul and a chashuv, a member of the community. And I'm very thankful for the work Amudim is doing and other people are doing in making sure that we right that wrong, and making sure that we let people know that if they've been abused, they are not the wrong side. They are the ones that have been wronged, but uh, they are beloved and cherished members of our community, and that's the number one priority. Additionally, we also need to make sure it's very, very clear that the person who abused, the person who committed the most horrible of crimes, ben adam lechavero, ben adam lamakom, is not welcome in the community. They have nothing to do in our community. And it doesn't matter, how much tshuva they say they do and what they said they did. If they didn't receive full forgiveness of the people who they abused, if they didn't go to those people and make it clear who they did what to, and get their forgiveness, they have absolutely no place in our communities, in our shuls, in our communities. Abusers do not belong in any of our communal spaces, whether it's a shul, a beis medrash, a yeshiva. They are out. And so going forward, I think we need to make it very clear that, again, we're standing with the people who've been abused, who've been wronged. There's no reason they should be roaming the streets or going from one place to the other as if they've done something wrong. And we need to make sure that we embrace them and let them know that they are the most important members of our community. And at the same time, we also have to take a look at abusers and say, look, teshuva is between you and the people you wronged. The fact that you're, erlich yid now, perhaps publicly, makes zero difference. You need to be miratza as chavero. You need to make a lot of amends before we can even dream or think of someone like that entering the community. They need to leave the community. They need to be sent out, because there should be zero space for anyone that abuses in our communities. May Hashem take the hisorus we have now and help us create safer, more wholesome communities that have everyone with us. No one has to leave because of fear or harm. V'chol banayich limudei Hashem v'rav shalom banayich.